The hottest coaching seats in college football. 2025. The pressure cooker. What do billion-dollar boosters, screaming fans, and missed bowl games all have in common? One thing. They all get coaches fired. In 2025, college football isn't just about winning, it's about winning now. Blow one fourth-quarter lead, and your name's trending for all the wrong reasons. Miss a bowl game? That might be the end of your contract and your buyout party. And here's the kicker. Some of these coaches were hailed as program saviors. Big-time hires, hyped-up press conferences, massive expectations. Now, they're ducking angry message boards, tense booster meetings, and those awkward sideline stares that scream, "dead man walking." Welcome to the 2025 Hot Seat Report, the unofficial countdown to pink slips, press conferences, and panic. Let's dive into the 6 coaches who are walking the thinnest tightrope this season. Spoiler alert. Even Alabama's not off the hook. Luke Fickell, Wisconsin. Luke Fickell came into Madison as the guy. A culture builder, a proven winner, a coach who was supposed to take Wisconsin's blue-collar brand and supercharge it. Instead, 2 seasons of confusion, the once proud Badger identity, smash-mouth run game, brick wall defense, is gone. Replaced with inconsistency, a sputtering air raid attempt, and weekly post-game questions that start with "what went wrong?" Now comes a 2025 schedule that looks more like a Big Ten death march: Alabama, Oregon, Ohio State, and Michigan. If Wisconsin misses a bowl game again, the Fickell experiment could be over before it ever truly began. Watch out for November. If things go sideways, the fans won't be the only ones calling for change. Billy Napier, Florida. Let's be honest, Florida fans are not patient. And Billy Napier's record? It's not awful, it's just forgettable. Which in Gainesville is worse. 3 years in, and the Gators still have no offensive identity, lead the SEC in penalties, and have been out-recruited by in-state rivals. The NIL scandal that popped up last season didn't help either. A high-profile lawsuit involving a botched deal dragged Napier into headlines. And not the good kind. Yes, the Gators can still pull elite recruits. And Napier's shown flashes of being the guy. But flashes don't win SEC titles. And Florida fans don't want a slow rebuild. They want Georgia-level dominance, yesterday. This is his make-or-break year. A 3rd straight sub-500 season? He'll be watching Florida's next spring game from his couch. Kalen DeBoer, Alabama. Being the guy who replaces the guy is never easy. And trying to follow Nick Saban? That's a cursed job with championship expectations. Kalen DeBoer was hired for one reason: win immediately. 9 wins in year 1? Anywhere else, he'd be praised. In Tuscaloosa? That's grounds for a heated radio debate and a lot of "this ain't the Bama I know" calls. No SEC title, no playoff, losses in rivalry games, and a defense that looked, at times, beatable. Yes, DeBoer is a sharp offensive mind. Yes, he's recruiting well, but Alabama doesn't grade on a curve. If 2025 starts with a stumble, especially against LSU or Georgia, don't be surprised if the boosters start sniffing around for the next Saban. The patience in Tuscaloosa? It's razor thin. Mike Norvell, Florida State. How did things unravel this fast? Just 2 years ago, Mike Norvell was the comeback story. He revived Florida State, brought swagger back to Tallahassee, and had the Seminoles in the playoff hunt. But 2024? An absolute collapse. 2 wins. Injuries everywhere. A locker room that looked checked out. And worst of all, 0 answers from the staff. To his credit, Norvell restructured his contract to help the athletic department. That kind of loyalty isn't common in this business. But loyalty doesn't win football games. If FSU doesn't bounce back, at least 8 wins, maybe 9, he could go from playoff darling to pink slip. And in the ACC, there's not a lot of room for slow starts. In 2023, Florida State head coach Mike Norvell went on national TV, tearfully blasting the College Football Playoff Committee after his undefeated Seminoles were left out, despite winning the ACC. While his emotion showed passion, many viewed his live complaints as unprofessional and premature. The result? A 63-3 beatdown by Georgia, in the Orange Bowl that not only validated the committee's concerns, but gave FSU a black eye on the national stage. Brent Brennan, Arizona. Brent Brennan took over an Arizona program that had finally found momentum. Under Jed Fish, the Wildcats were exciting, aggressive, and winning again, something Tucson hadn't seen in years. But since Arizona jumped to the Big 12, that spark has dimmed. Brennan's conservative play calling and cautious in-game management haven't translated well in a league known for shootouts and bold offensive schemes. While Arizona's quarterback room still has potential, the overall production has dropped, and the fan base is growing restless. The Big 12 is wide open in 2025. There's no Texas, no Oklahoma. This was supposed to be Arizona's chance to rise. Instead, they're slipping. Fast. If Brennan can't start strong, especially with early matchups against conference contenders, he might not get to finish the season. The Wildcats don't need a rebuild, they need a spark. And Brennan has yet to prove he can deliver one. Mike Gundy, Oklahoma State. Mike Gundy is a legend in Stillwater. He's been there for 2 decades. The mullet, the viral quotes, the "I'm a man, I'm 40" moment, iconic stuff. But here's the problem. 2024 was boring. Oklahoma State didn't just lose. They looked uninspired. The Big 12 got faster, younger, and more aggressive, and the Cowboys looked stuck in 2015. Recruiting is slipping. The schemes feel dated. And Gundy's stubbornness has rubbed people the wrong way, again. At some point, even legends get shown the door. Unless Gundy reinvents himself and gets OSU back in the conference title mix, this might be the beginning of the end. The cowboy hat's still on, but the rope's fraying. Honorable mentions. A few other coaches aren't quite on fire, but they better keep a fire extinguisher close. Dave Aranda, Baylor. One more 5-7 season, and the 2021 Big 12 title becomes ancient history. Justin Wilcox, Cal. Surviving purely on low expectations. They're not in full meltdown mode yet, but if the losses pile up early, don't be shocked when their names start trending. The clock is ticking. These aren't group of 5 jobs. These are big-time brands with national fan bases, 7-figure salaries, and boosters who don't like being embarrassed on Saturdays. The 2025 season will break dreams, flip contracts, and launch Twitter meltdowns by the second quarter. All it takes is one more blown lead, one more underwhelming loss, one more fan muttering, "He's gotta go." Because in today's college football, loyalty is a slogan, winning is a demand. So here's the real question. Who gets fired first? Let us know in the comments. Smash that like button, subscribe for weekly chaos breakdowns and high-stakes college football drama. The heat is rising. The countdown is on. Let the season begin. Hey, real quick. If you're loving the college football content, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the End Zone U. Why? Because every like tells YouTube, hey, people are into this. That means our videos get shown to more college football fans, just like you. When you comment, it actually boosts the video and kicks off real debates. We read every single one, and yeah, we see the hot takes. And when you subscribe, that's a game changer. You stay updated, and YouTube puts us higher in the feed so more fans find our content. So, if you're into top 10s, bold predictions, and real CFB talk, hit that button. Welcome to the huddle. This is the End Zone U.